Hello. Yes, I have a voice. And it is now time to do a sketchbook tour. So first up is this bad boy, my first sketchbook. Oh god, this page. So I tried to learn how a human head works, kinda. That was the result. Sister's drawing. Bam. This one's mine. And it was one of the drafts of my Mr. Demon character. My last video, I drew it. I drew a new updated version. And here ripped out was, I forgot what, so bam, I forgot which one. And here we have, I don't know why, but I just thought it looked good to have like a pulse, but then have it swap colors too. Here it's just a color splotch sheet. This was, I don't even know, color swatching. This was a original draft for a Draw with Jazz competition, but I ended up not being able to do it, so I just have this. Okay, this is a drawing that I used for a explanation where if you jump to the center of the earth, the gravity would also pull up because there's mass also above you, instead of just going directly down. And this bad boy is just a little face that I really like drawing. I've drawn it for a while. For some reason, I just thought of it and loved it. Not really, but it was just fun to draw. And this bad boy is a bad robot. And this one is a little bit of bad cursive, some block lettering, and trying some character stances. That's bad. This is just some bad color swatching. And this bad boy is one of the earlier drafts of the chibi version of my Mr. Demon character. This bad boy, I based it off of a Hobbit. Yeah. And I got to try to blend colors a bit, but the markers don't really work the best for blending, especially on this paper. More color swatching and a bad head. Color swatching. This bad boy is an earlier draft of another one of my previous videos where I drew that, but kind of better. Yeah. That's bad face drawing. I did not draw that. I tried to draw some lips, and then I couldn't put them on a character. Skip. This is me messing around with watercolors, because I have watercolors. And here is a face, an uncolored version that I tried to color the other one earlier in the sketchbook, but then this one was just much better, and I drew it in a car. And this is me trying to draw some hair. This is more watercolor, messing around in some watercolor pencil. And some blue. And sister drew these. And a scribble page for testing out random stuff. And I have another scribble page for testing stuff out. This was a drawing that I made because my phone was kind of messing up. There's a reflection going on here. Bit of reflection in the colored pencil. This is me trying to draw a face with some hair that's not that bad, but it ended out quite bad. Some competition sketching. This is a redrawing of one of my earlier drawings that I've ever done, and I really liked it, but I couldn't quite figure out the colors and what medium. There's more color swatching. And this black I mixed in a bunch of green with, but it still ended up not working good. And this one is a charcoal heart drawing that I drew quite a few times a while back. And some shading. This was one of my earlier times messing around with charcoal. Don't use color pencil with charcoal. Messing around with charcoal versus regular pencil. This is some different assembly of these, like, oh, which way should the arrow be? Which way should the main heart look like? What should the shadowing look like? This is a face. I think this is me seeing which ink would be the best. I've tried out a bunch. Of course, Sharpie's the best. Shh. This is me working on a character pose for one of my friends who I drew a sword for, and I tried to make her a character. Didn't really work out that well. This was messing around with some dollar store brush markers. Yeah. A sketch for a competition drawing. This one I made a video out of. This was a colored pencil version that I tried before the painting just to see how the lightning bolt worked out. This was that competition drawing I was talking about. It's not really the best, but meh. And this one is a drawing out of just fine liners that I got a little bit ago, but hadn't really tried out. And side tangent, I love this one. It's 0.03. It's super small compared to what I usually work with. 0.5. Now I'm just gonna skip this. I was gonna record it and then make a video, but no, it's not good. And this is the video. I kinda rushed it because I didn't want the video to be too long, and it ended out quite bad. But hey, gotta work with what you got. And this one is a dragon that I drew for a lizard. Guys, prompt to spell for a second. Yep. This was me testing out some dollar store brushes. And that's where I am so far in the sketchbook, except for, bam. This is color swatching on my main markers. I got my skin set, my cheap bows that were actually quite well, and some other cheap ones. And I also have 2 ripped out pages. I have the first time that I've messed around with watercolors, actually knowing what they were and using them hopefully properly. It's not the best, but it's also an early draft of my chibi Mr. Demon. And then I've got early sketching of the Hobbit thing. And I also have my Inktober sketchbook. Day one. This isn't my first Inktober, but I got this sketchbook this year, so I got prompt 1, poisonous, drew a little Snake-O, tranquil, gotta go with the Pokemon, and then roasted tried to do like a burnt thing, but then it ended up looking kind of like a ghost, and it's really small on the page. I drew this one actually in a different sketchbook, but then cut it out and taped it in here because I really liked it and how it turned out. I drew a little chicken because the prompt was chicken. Made it a little dumb. Got drooling, based it off a little baby. Exhausted, tried to do jacked dude that was exhausted from being so jacked. Got a star, so I drew a star. I don't know if this looks like anybody, but I hope they don't look like this. I got precious, so I drew a diamond, because, yeah. I actually used watercolor for this one. Hope that's not against Inktober rules. Flowing, of course, a little river. And waterfall. Got cruel, so being stabbed in the back. That's, yeah, self-explanatory. Whale, so I drew a little whammer, and I think he's real cute. And then I got guarded, so then I drew an Aegislash because he has shield mode. I forgot what the mode was actually called. And then I've got melting clock because clock, and I didn't feel like trying to be interesting. Weak, so I tried to do being a dude being injured by basketball because he's weak. I don't know why, but that's what I thought at the time. Angular, robot, swollen, injured, swollen cheek, swollen eye. Bottle, also watercolor. Yeah, very self-explanatory. It's a bottle. Scorched, I thought that at the time I should have drew some stumps, but then I got lazy. Breakable. Also self-explanatory. Drain, I drew vampire because they drain the blood. I don't know why I did that cheek thing, but I tried to do like a more chiseled face with the best hair. expensive. I also thought that I did more with this one, but apparently I was real lazy this year. Muddy. Get in the mud. Chop. Sword swinging. 25. Prickly. Okay, I gotta rant about this one because this is one of my highest liked pictures on Instagram. It's a poorly drawn cactus. I don't even know. Stretch. Face. Stretch. Thunder. Thunder. Imagine Dragons. Feel the lightning and the thunder. Thunder. I'm sorry. Gift. Poorly drawn Christmas tree with little gifts. Double. Double of the very similar face. This one has a bad chin. Jolt. Electric chair. Slice. And that's it. Until next year. Next up is the mask tour of all my masks. Now I'm going to show off my mask collection in chronological order of when I got them. First up is the classic, the one, the only purple. It's honestly old. The elastic's gotten stretched out, so it's not as springy. I had to tighten up. Cracked up chin, messed up nose and brow line, dusty. Next up is gold. It's in better condition than the purple, but still has a cracked up chin. Oh, and something about the purple. A lizard guy. There's still marking from when you drew on it. Still angry. Next up is a double order. We've got a glow-in-the-dark mask with, it has some chip paint, and I kinda tried to be edgy and draw on it. And we also have this half mask, which I really like. It's quite comfortable. It has, I don't know how, but these are quite comfortable. And what I really like to do is have a black jacket with the hood up and a thin black piece of cloth around my eyes, but I can still see through it. So it's just this, and it looks pretty good. Next up is the largest order. You may ask, why do you have 3 of basically the same mask? They're not. They're different colors. And a gold mask. It claimed to be a pirate one. This one, these are all just very uncomfortable because these edges just dig into you, and these also dig into you. Next up is the most comfortable. It is a paintball mask that it's really comfortable because it has this padding, which is so far away from the visor that I can wear my glasses with it because I'm blind. But something I don't like about it is this is not really that adjustable. So it can get quite big, quite small, or if your head is quite big or quite small, it won't really fit. It's just for the correct sizing. Next up, I hate this mask. Terrible elastic stretched out in like a week. Smells like old rubber. The eye covers are just barely glued on. It's not good. It's just slightly comfortable because it's soft, super stinky rubber. Next up, a glow-in-the-dark hockey mask. Still pretty see-through, so it's not really the best of masks, but it kinda glows in the dark. Not the best, but it works. And it's kinda comfortable because it's just wide, but it doesn't allow for glasses, so not the best. And next up, this geometric rainbow. I like it because it's aesthetic. Eyebrows have to be on the mask because aesthetic, and a very stubby nose. This one, it's quite cool because, bam, light up. But something I don't like about it is the wire's not really the worst, but this is the only padding for it to sit on your head, but it just doesn't work because, let's say this is your forehead, it pushes down and then it just crunches your lower face. Next up is the best of the best, the newest of the new, the freshest of the fresh, the best mask ever. Yep. Yes. I actually haven't really worn this one that much because I got it quite recently for very cheap. I don't think it'll be the best because it's just for the eyebrow ridge and the nose. So, and also the front, these are very visible. But what I like is it's a nice uncut texture. So, this thing giving the decal is also what you look through. I just think that's pretty nice. And that's all my masks. I still have a few pieces of cloth that I use to wrap up every once in a while for it to look aesthetic. But yeah, you just gotta work with what works as a dedicated mask. Should I be that person? Should I be like, like and subscribe and leave a comment and whatever, and it'll be nice? No, you know what? Don't subscribe, don't hit the bell icon, don't leave a comment, just click away and get out of here.